level of consciousness, fear, it's helpful to know how to let go of fear, because otherwise it's going to be very hard to release yourself from anxiety. I was there, so I'm talking from my own experience. What are the major emotions in fear? To be scared, cautious, blocked, tense, shy, speechless, defense, distrustful, insecure, suspicious, trapped, guilty, worries, in extreme paranoia. When you will know how to let go of those emotions, then you will start to live your life. Then you will start to laugh and enjoy your life. It's hard to enjoy your life in anxiety. It's very hard. Possible? I don't think so. So it's good to recognize our enemy and let it out, and let it out. In my second part, in general information, I will give you more stuff to help you to let it out. I want to talk about shadow because it's not like a common knowledge for all of us, but it's very helpful to know about our shadow. So what is our shadow? That name of shadow was given by Carl Jung, and what he discovered that it is our unconscious. So whatever comes, like we don't like about ourselves, we hate about ourselves, it is in our shadow, it is in our unconscious. So just know that if something like you are stupid, you should do this better, just that blame that comes on us, wants to put us down, comes from shadow. Because shadow holds everything what we dislike about ourselves. And it's unbelievable how much is there. I remember when some scary thoughts, because that scary stuff will come to your consciousness, to your awareness as well. And I remember when that scary stuff, scary like phrases were coming from my unconscious, and I didn't know, and I was so scared. And I thought that I'm going crazy. So I started to look for help. And to tell you the truth, that I found out about Carl Jung, because you must know that there is no accidents in life. If you are looking for help, the help is on the way. You don't know yet where, but yeah, that was the way. And for some reason, I started to read about Carl Jung work, and the first book that I got in my hands was Memories, Reflection, and something else. I don't remember exactly right now. But I will put in my comments, of course. So I didn't know that scary stuff was coming from my shadow, from my unconscious. Truly, I didn't know, because I had so much suppressed and oppressed fear in me, and it was a reason for it. You know, it is not easy to move from one country to another, to emigrate. No, it's not easy. It's very challenging. First of all, language was challenging on the beginning. My English was so poor, very poor, and I wanted to learn, but it takes time. It takes time. It took me a long time to learn. I'm still, you know, making mistakes, of course. But it was not so easy. So yeah, so I added to that fear that I already developed in my back home country, Poland. So I added to that fear when I came here, and it was too much. And I couldn't deal with that fear. I didn't know And I started to look for help, and that help came from Carl Jung. And before I didn't know that Carl Jung is in existence, so he helped me a lot. As soon as I read that those thoughts are coming from our unconscious, just let them go, don't pay attention. So I did, and I disempowered. Automatically I disempowered my unconscious, and my unconscious was not able to scare me anymore, because I knew that those scary thoughts were coming from my unconscious, from suppressed and repressed negative emotions as well. So yeah, I educated myself more about my unconscious. Everybody are affected by shadow, by unconscious. Everybody, we all have it. Just know that. And when you start to educate and know that stuff, you are free. You are disempowering your shadow, and shadow does not have power over you, and you are not scared of that shadow. You will know that scary stuff will come from shadow. Shadow didn't, our unconscious shadow didn't go to school. It's very primitive in nature, so some primitive stuff will come from there. And that's why that education for all of us is so important. It's very important to read good books on the higher level of consciousness, not just any, but classical, because they are on the higher level of consciousness. If you refuse to educate yourself and you stay in the lower level of consciousness, shadow will take over of your life, and you will never experience truly that life in the way that you want to experience. You will never have power over your life. It is going to be done by and run by your unconscious, and it's not pleasant to be run by unconscious. So that's the part you must know about shadow. Know it, know it. What is shadow? Shadow, it's our unconscious. It's like scary stuff. We don't like that stuff about ourselves. And as soon as thoughts will come, just let them be and let them go. Don't engage yourself too much. Oh, I'm getting crazy. No, you are not. It's just that stuff coming from my shadow, because I have so much suppressed and repressed fear, and I want that fear let it out, and I want to learn how that fear let it out. So that's the information about our shadow. Of course, it's a simplicity. I explained in simplistic way, but that's the best way. That's the best way to communicate. You don't have to use scientific language that you won't understand, and you get lost there. Just know, just know. Just reading a few sentences from Carl Jung saved my life. Truly saved my life. That's how powerful education could be if we are smart and we have intention to get that information. If we are not, somebody will take over and say, oh, read this, but I don't want to read that. Those books are no good. They are so low. I want to read books only from the higher level of consciousness. So the next part that is useful to know about fear and guilt. Where is guilt, there is fear. Where there is fear, there is guilt. For example, when we've got thoughts like that, you should do this better. You should do this faster. You should read book instead of watching TV. You should go for a walk, not to sit and do nothing. So constant shoulds, right, make you guilty for something that you are doing that. If you have so many shoulds, just know that there is fear behind, so much suppressed and repressed. And say, yeah, I know, I should, but I want to now relax. Why not to relax? So those thoughts that if they will come to you, just know that they are coming from fear, guilt, combination, all shoots from a fear, guilt combination. Uh, I'm not looking for excuses what I should do because I know, right? I just learning how to release myself from those negativity. So there won't be any shoots because I have enough energy, inspiration, and trust in life that I will do gladly. But because I still in that negative power, and I don't have clear understanding about life yet, but I'm on the way. So, you know, it's a process, and I might get those shoots. So just know if you have many shoot, I'm still in the process of letting go, and I won't let my should to dictate my life. I know it's hard. I don't know if it's the right word, but it's hard to love life. We might say, "Oh, I love my life." Be honest. Be honest. Do you? Did you work on your negative side already, or not yet? If you didn't, you don't have an idea. You don't have idea how to truly love life. Yeah, you don't. I didn't. I didn't, absolutely. There was so much blame for life. I blame God, I blame others. There was a lot of anxiety in me and anger related to hate. I thought that I'm not hateful, but I was angry. Not in extreme, of course, but if we don't know that we collected over life so much, and then now we are prisoners of it, and we don't know how to let go, how we can improve, how we can learn how to live life. So in my next part, I will give you some practical tools how to let go of fear on a regular basis. How to let go of fear. I will give you 3 practical methods that you can use them all the time. The first one is feel the feeling. The second one, then what method. And the third one, observer. I guess that knowing those 3 will change absolutely in positive way your life, and you will be able to take control of your feel, and you will be able to let it out in parts, of course, because it's not possible not possible to let it out all. Might happen. But in reality, yeah, it's gonna be like awareness. Oh, I have so much suppressed and repressed fear. I collected, I didn't know, and now I have to let it out. So the first method, feel the feeling. The first method, feel the feeling. What does it mean to feel the feeling? Because fear will come with body sensation. If there is so much fear in us, I experienced so many times, like my body was trembling, or my legs were weak, my hands were shaking. So that's what I'm talking about. Feel the feeling in that body sensation. And when you will have that a body sensation, like you will know that you are in fear. So just pay attention only to the body sensation. So be aware of feeling. Okay, I'm aware, it's just fear came to me. Pay attention only to the body sensations or to the feeling. When that fear comes into body sensation, and we know that that something is going on the body, it's easy to pay attention, right, to that body sensation. But fear can also come with numbness, like there is no truly in our awareness that body sensation. So stay with that numbness. Stay wherever you think that make you paralyzed or make you shaking. Stay with it. Stay with it. That's the feeling. That's the fear in us. And what is important next, no thoughts. Don't engage yourself with thinking. It's so important, because when you start to engage yourself with thinking, then more fear will come to you. More that energy of fear you will attract to yourself. So no thinking, like I don't want to engage myself with thoughts. The thoughts might come, you might be aware that, so just let them come, but don't engage yourself. It's a different to engage and different to be aware that thoughts are coming. Don't engage with thoughts. They might come, and probably they will. So if you just don't engage yourself with thoughts, they will go. They will come and they will go, because you are not engaging yourself with thoughts. So what's the process? Pay attention to the body sensation. Like if your hands are shaking, like be aware. Just put your awareness there as long as is needed. It won't be long. And then not engagement with thoughts. It's so easy. It's so easy. You might even put in 2 steps, not in 3. I put also be aware of resistance to let go. Yeah, that might be something in you to resist to do it. So just be aware that resistance gonna challenge you because that energy wants to stay with you, that fear. Yes, there is like part of you right now and will fight with you. So that's the resistance. Just be aware. But like I said, pay attention only to the body sensation. Or if there is numbness and there is no expressed in your body, there is expressed in something, you know. So just pay attention to it. Stay with it as long as is needed. Don't engage yourself with thoughts. And you might not feel that sudden release, because it's so subtle, but you will know. You will know that letting go, it's so subtle. Just know that. And you might say, oh, it's not working. As soon as you said it's not working, it worked. It's absolutely worked. So trust that process. Trust is here. Trust the process. Because it's simple, you might say, it's just BS. That's your ego. Still fighting for that energy of fear, because ego is feeding on negativity. You know that. So when you start to let it out, it's gonna be fight. So be aware of that resistance, but trust the process. Trust the process, because that's the quickest way to release when that fear is expressed in body sensation, to release yourself from fear. In my next part, I will give you another method, very good one. Then what method? Then what method? It's a very good method to know. To tell you the truth, I knew that method some time ago, but I didn't use it because I was not aware that that method is so helpful. But when I started to work on that releasing process, then I find out about that method again, and I started to use it. So it is a good method. Could be used to any worries, problems, relationship problems, money problems as well, because it will help you to release yourself step by step. So when you, for example, money problem, because that's the common, probably. Everybody wants to have more money. I don't have money. And then what? The next step, your answer. What is in your answer? Oh, I won't be able to pay my bills. So stay with that answer, wherever the answer is. Stay with that answer for a while. What kind of emotion is behind? And start to release yourself from wherever you said. Like, oh, what's the feeling? Start to release that feeling, what is behind that answer. Just stay, like feel the feeling, that method. So stay with that feeling, let it out, and say, then what again? Oh, I won't have place to live because I will be forced to move out. Stay with that answer. What is the feeling behind? Stay. And then what? Oh, I will end up on the streets. Stay with that feeling. Just imagine yourself to be on the streets. What's the feeling is behind? And let it out. Oh, I will die. What you will discover just doing that then what method, that probably you always will end up with fear of dying. And when you will face that fear, then you will be able to release yourself slowly from that fear of dying. What you don't know, that fear to die, it's in every of us. We all have that fear. And when we are able to release yourself, in part, of course, then we start to live our life. Then when that enjoyment of life will start, because we are not afraid to die anymore. It's gonna happen one day. You will smile. You will be so easy with it. You are not gonna be afraid of something that is inevitable anyway. Someday, not today, please. And you will be able to laugh and talk about it. And when that easiness will come, you know that major fear that we all have it, you're released. You're released. So work on it. It might take a while. It might take a while. Put relationship, if there is a trouble with relationship, ask then what. Stay with that answer. Just feel that feeling, whatever it's behind that. And when you were able to face it, just then what? Then face it again, and then what? So that's the process. That's the process. I hope that I was able to explain in simplicity. I know that simplicity is the power, because we can understand very quickly and engage ourselves with that releasing process right away. We don't have to study. It's so easy, right? In my next part, I will tell you about how to become observer. That also will help you to release yourself from that fear, our enemy of life, right? Observer. Is it easy to be observer? I might say no. I still learning. So, but I thought that I might give you a little bit of information about how to become observer, because that's going to be a process. It's not that easy. It's a little bit more complicated. You will have to be on the higher level of consciousness to understand. But it's very fast method to release yourself from negative emotions. So start that method, that observer, to observe your thoughts. First, just think about, okay, I can observe book, right? Because I can see. So it's easy for me to observe. What about my thoughts? Can I observe them? So start from your thoughts. Because behind thoughts, there is energy. When you start to observe thoughts, that energy behind those thoughts are letting out, letting out. You are not involving yourself with thoughts, but you are observing, observing. So it is different to involve, it is different to observe. Try to exercise yourself with it. Try that method. If you won't like it, you won't like it. But at least you will know that you are able to observe your thoughts. Yes, you are able to. So this is the third method that you can use from time to time. If you wish, of course. You have 3 already practical methods that you can do them anywhere and anytime. That's the good thing. That's the good, wonderful thing, I might say. So this is about fear. Now you have basic knowledge what the fear is and how to release yourself from fear. It is going to be a process. So give yourself time to release yourself from fear, because it's worth it. It's worth it not to be prisoner, not to be prisoner. Unprison yourself from fear. I was prisoner for years, but I learned how to do it. Even though I didn't want to show that fear, I had so much suppressed and repressed, and that's why that anxiety showed up one day and say, do something, and I didn't know what, so I started to search, and now I am able to share with you. So have a good learning how to release yourself from fear, because you will know how to start your life, how to love your life, and how to enjoy your life. Yeah, is it worth it for those feelings? Of course, you know. Yes, it is. It is. So start to get rid of fear as fast as possible.